if this sheet of paper has charge on it, then how will we find the electric field of this sheet of charge at any point somewhere in its vicinity? Or you may say that I have a ball, and if this ball has a charge on whole of its surface, then how will you calculate the electric field due to this ball of charge in any point, at any point in its vicinity? Because using Coulomb's law, you cannot find directly from these types of problems the electric field of continuous charge distribution, because what we have done earlier in this chapter, we found the electric field of discrete charges. What are discrete charges? Like if you have some bunch of seeds, you can count it 1, 2, 3, 4. So these things are discrete. You have some pebbles, you have some stones, you have some small things which you can count individually. Those things are called discrete things. But what if you have water in a jug? So water in a jug is a continuous. So you cannot count the number of molecules in a by your fingers or something other measurement. You cannot count the number of water like you have done it with seeds or with any other discrete thing. So this is the difference between discrete and continuous distribution. So what we have earlier done is we have calculated the electric field from point charges. So this is the condition that the electric field can be found by Coulomb's law only when the problems in question are point charges and stationary charges. Or you may say Coulomb's law is applicable to stationary point charges only. But when we have a charge distribution like this whole sheet of paper has charge on it, then how will you calculate the electric field around about any point at any point due to this sheet of charge or charge on this ball due to this charge on this ball? Today in this lecture we will study that how to find the electric field due to these types of charges. So consider that this is the sheet which I have shown you. This is the sheet of paper on which we have charge. So this is the sheet of paper I have just shown you, and the total charge on this sheet, let us consider, is capital Q. Now to find the electric field of this sheet at any point, suppose the point of consideration is here. So here is the point P where we want to calculate the electric field due to this sheet of charge. What we need to find the electric field? As I have told in earlier lectures also, that to find electric field you have the formula as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and you need the amount of charge, but there should be a point charge, and square of the distance of source charge and the observation point. Now we have observation point over here. From where we will take the distance? Do we take it from here? Do we take from here? Or any point from here or here? So this is the main problem, that Coulomb's law cannot be directly applied in these types of cases. So what we're going to do is we can select a point surface on this sheet. Suppose that this sheet is divided into so many small pieces. So this sheet can be considered to be divided into so many small portions. So this I have made a little bigger portions so as it will be clear to you, but the actual problem is solved by considering these portions as microscopic portions on which very small amount of microscopic charge is each portion. So suppose that this very area element, so which I have shaded, so it has a charge delta Q on it, and it has the area delta A. So the total area is bigger, but we have considered a microscopic area element which has the area delta A, and it contains the charge delta Q on it. So we will find the electric field of this area element at point P. So let us consider the coordinate axis first, and the position of this charged particle. Suppose this is shown by a unit vector r, and here is our observation point P. We are going to find the electric field of this charge element at point P. So we need the charge on the element, that is delta Q, and we need the distance from this charge element up to point P. So suppose this is r dash. So I will come later to calculate this electric field, but let me first define a quantity which is called surface charge density. So let me introduce surface charge density, a new quantity which will be useful in tackling such type of problems. So if this whole sheet has the area A, capital A, and we have a charge Q on this whole sheet, then the surface charge density is defined as the charge per unit area. So this will be this has the symbol sigma as the surface charge density. So what will be its units? Its unit will be obvious, it is coulomb per meter square, because area is in the denominator, so it is coulomb per meter square. So this quantity, how is it is useful? So I have written this formula for whole of this sheet. You remember, if you find the density of any body, what is the formula? The formula is mass over volume. So if you find the density of any body, the formula is mass over volume. So here it is surface charge density. So thereby, from this formula you can write a charge per unit, the surface area on which the charge is present. So this is surface charge density, charge upon area. Well, likewise, the surface charge density of this small portion which we have considered to calculate the electric field, it can be written as delta Q upon delta A. So this is my surface charge density for this very area element. And how it is useful to calculate the electric field, let us do it. So now electric field of this charge element at point P can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and what is my charge over the distance is r dash square into r cap, r dash cap. So because the electric field will be towards this side, so here it is my r dash cap. Now what is the charge? So charge can be calculated from this formula. So charge will be, so this from this formula delta q, so taking delta a to with symbol sigma, sigma delta a. So this can be written as, so electric field can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, charge is sigma into delta a upon r dash square r cap. Now this is the electric field of this small area element. How will you generalize it for the whole sheet? So for whole sheet of charge, I will do the sum for electric field of all the area elements, which can be calculated separately. So the total electric field, which I can write it as total, so it will be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught summation of all delta A sigma delta A upon r dash square r dash cap. Now if my delta A approaches to 0, that is the delta A is so small that these delta A's can be considered as continuous. So therefore I will write as E total as the integral of over the whole area sigma delta A upon r dash square into r dash cap. So this is the way how we calculate the total electric field of a continuous charge distribution. So this is the case when the continuous charge is present on a sheet. So we defined a quantity surface charge density, which is the charge over area, the charge present over the surface area, and for this very area element it can be written as delta q upon delta A, and from there we found delta q as sigma into delta A, and by putting the value of charge over here we can calculate the electric field of this type of problems. Now if the problem in consideration is a 3D object, like I have shown you earlier a ball. So if this ball has a charge on it and we have to calculate the electric field of this ball at any point in its vicinity, so what we will do, so if this was the ball and the total ball has a charge q, and now it has a volume. So we may consider the total volume is V, and I can consider a small volume element on the ball. So small little ball over their surface, and the calculated amount of electric field will be, I have to follow the same steps. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, so I need charge over distance, you can take r dash and r dash square into r dash cap. But what will be the value of charge? To find the value of charge, as in this case I have defined surface charge density, now here I will define volume charge density. The problem in consideration may be a cube. So here you may have a cubical body instead of spherical body also. So you will consider a small cubical element over in its volume, and you can calculate at any point. So defining volume charge density, the symbol is rho. It is pronounced as rho. RHO is a Greek letter, and it is also equal to delta Q over the small element, the charge over small area over delta V, the charge present on small volume. And from this formula you can calculate delta Q as rho delta V, and the putting the value of charge over here, so E can be written as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Now here I will write only the final formula. You can summation over the whole volume and rho delta V upon R dash square into R dash cap. So this will become your total electric field of a volumetric body or a body in a 3 dimension. So this quantity is volume charge density. Likewise, if the charge is present on a wire, so you can also find the electric field of a wire. So in that case, if this is the wire and the whole wire contains charge capital Q, what you will do to calculate electric field at this point, so we will consider a small length element which is delta L, and I have to define another quantity like surface charge density and volume charge density. So here I will define linear charge density. So linear charge density, the symbol is lambda, and it is equal to the same formula delta Q upon delta L, which I consider over here. So calculating delta Q as lambda dl and putting the value of lambda dl at this formula, charge in the place of charge, you will get the electric field of a total line and integrating over the whole line. So this is the method to calculate electric field for continuous charge distribution. Let me repeat: surface charge density, if the case is the charge is at the surface of a body, sigma charge upon area, and if the body is a 3-dimensional one, then rho charge upon volume, and linear charge density lambda equal to charge upon length. So in this way we can calculate the electric field using the Coulomb law for point charges for a continuous charge distribution. So thank you very much.